Alrighty. Well, let me see if I want to add the flash in here first. It's not going to make that much of a difference. Actually, yeah, it does make a little difference. Don't mind me, I'm just being finicky. Hey everyone, it's Steven from Tostemac here, and just doing another live vlog on Steven Says. Now, before I get too deep into what I wanted to talk about today, there are a couple things I want to apologize for. One is I want to apologize for the video quality. Like, I looked back at a couple of the other mobile vlogs and whatnot, and I noticed, not sure if you guys noticed, but there's a bit of a pixelation in terms of the video quality. So I'm not really sure how to fix or adjust that and whatnot. Like, I wonder if maybe there's like an app I need to download, or maybe some separate attachment thing I need to put on the phone. So if you guys know of anything that could improve the mobile quality of video recording, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to look into it, because I've been looking at how many views the vlogs have been getting. Like, the first one got 52, second one got 53. So obviously people are liking what they're seeing here, and I want to keep going with this kind of style of vlog. That way, not only is it a bit of a more personal vlog, but it kind of helps me connect with you guys as well. So any advice on how to make these videos better would be greatly appreciated and whatnot. The other thing I want to apologize for is not grooming up and whatnot. As you can see, it's been a while since I shaved and whatnot, but I'll be getting to that in a bit. So yeah, so today's vlog title is Coming to Terms. Now, for those who've been keeping up to date with what I'm doing, this is basically the second or third week, kind of lost track of time, of the leg injury that I had and whatnot. Thankfully, I'm not feeling any more pain on this. It's just like irritability and whatnot. Maybe take some Tylenol here and there. So next week I'm going to get this splint taken off, and then they're going to look at my foot after the surgery to make sure everything was done right, and to get out. Yeah, it's just irritability. And hopefully to get rid of the stitches that may be still on the leg, and then put a new cast on it. And hopefully after that, I'll be able to go back to work. Now, granted, I may not be able to do it as I usually did with both legs working, but the workplace I'm working at said they would be able to help make some accommodations to help me be efficient even with the injury I have. Like, they can get me a wheelchair to move around, have me in a sitting position near the cash registers, or either that or have me do some online training for other stuff I need to learn, whatnot. So hopefully that should be going good. So yeah, I wanted to do this particular vlog today, Coming to Terms, because I've been thinking a lot lately. Like, there's so many things that have been made more difficult for me in this present state that we often take for granted, like being able to drive, because this foot is used for the acceleration and brake pad, so that doesn't help. Taking showers, I mean, I can still do that, but we got to go to the upstairs bathroom and put a chair there, and also have to put a bunch of towels and bags on top of the cast to completely wrap around it, because the problem is if you get the splint wet, then what happens is it gets all stinky and also moldy, which could run the risk of infection. And that would be very problematic, especially if it's an area where surgery was done. So you definitely don't want that. And the other thing is, like, being able to, like, go out to eat, but also talk to friends personally, like face-to-face, but also being able to move around. That's why I have this for. And it is a sad, sad premonition of what's to come many decades later. Really not looking forward to it. And looking back to all the stuff that's been made more difficult for me because of the injury, it made me feel more grateful for a lot of the basic stuff that we're able to do, like being able to move around and like talk to people personally, getting to see all the sights, being able to drive cars, stuff on a day-to-day basis that we do usually that we don't really put too much thought at. And what I mean is, what I mean, that's what I meant to say. It's a bit harder to do it live than rather than having a script in front of you. But that's just me getting distracted. What I mean by that is, try to think back to a regular work day. When was the last time you thought so critically on, like, being able to drive a car or being able to get up on your own in the morning, get yourself cleaned up without any help? When was the last time you thought about being able to go to work, clocking in, being able to meet all kinds of people and sharing some jokes here and there with the co-workers? When was the last time you thought of that as so important rather than something just minuscule and just another part of the day? When you have something that seems so basic taken away from you, like a basic essential, you start to realize how important it really is, and you really end up being more grateful for it. Like my friends and family and whatnot, we butt heads sometimes. We kind of get on each other's nerves. Like when the word got out to my friends on how I got said injury, they let me have it. Oh my god. Oh, they did not let up. Like, one of my friends kept asking questions like, oh, was the tricycle pink? Did it have little flags on the little handles? Did it have a bell and a basket? And oh my god. Even my dad was getting on. My dad will not let up on how I got the injury. Like, he even made a joke about a third book I could publish called How, parentheses, Not to Use a Tricycle. My dad, he's such a... But anyway, when they started helping me out with some of the stuff I needed to do, like being able to get breakfast, lunch, and dinner and whatnot, being able to get to point A to point B, I ended up thanking them a lot. I mean, even those who I've been playing online on the PS4, some of my friends, I ended up thanking them a lot too, because, like, if it weren't for them, I'd be by my lonesome. Probably get cabin fever or something like that. And honestly, that would be the real torture right there. Not the pain coming from the leg injury and whatnot, although granted, there were times where, oh my god, it was so painful, I just wanted it to stop. But, like, being able to not interact with anybody and whatnot, that would be a real nightmare for me and whatnot. And it does sound weird coming from me, someone who has autism, to say that I don't want to be by myself, I want to interact with a lot of people. I know it sounds weird considering the fact that autistics tend to overstimulate in large social environments. They tend to overstimulate or have a meltdown around so many people. They'd rather be by themselves and whatnot. But me, I thrive on socialization. Like, I have a craving, an addiction for socialization and whatnot. Like, whenever I'm going to events and, like, taking photos and whatnot, I see a group of people that I'm taking pictures of, and they ask me questions and whatnot. I'm like, social interactivity! Well, maybe not like that, but you get the idea. So, I really thrive on the social stuff and whatnot, or me personally. And I often make jokes at work in the Home Depot whenever it dies down a bit, like there's not that many customers. When a coworker comes around like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, oh just cool being alone with the voices inside my head and whatnot. And while I joke about that lightly, I just don't like being alone. And I think what that has to do with that is like it helps define me in a way. Interacting with different people can show different sides and different aspects of you that you may not have been even aware of, or you may even deny and whatnot. Like when we first come into this world, like we start out as blank canvases that can be painted any color, that could show any perspective and whatnot, but we don't really come to our sense of self until we start interacting with other people and learning more about the environment that we live in. Now, as mentioned in previous autism vlogs, that's not to say that we are victims of our environments. That's not what I'm saying. But it does have a key factor in making who we are. Like the other people we meet and interact with on a day-to-day basis, they're their own people too, but also in a sense they kind of serve as like mirrors to show a reflection of yourself, like certain parts of you. Like, do you like this certain part that you see, or do you dislike a certain part from another person that you're seeing because it makes you feel a certain way and whatnot? And ew, by looks of that live counter thing, I actually have a viewer. Daggone it, I knew I should have shaved. I miss being able to shave on my own too. That's another thing, but that's getting besides the point. But when we meet other people, it kind of serves as windows and mirrors to ourselves. It shows different aspects of us that sorry, let me get my words right here. I'm not good at this live stuff. It shows different aspects that we may or may not want to see, or may not want to copy or integrate into our own styles and whatnot. Kind of like whenever you go to a clothing store or like a fashion store and you see this the model with a certain outfit. From there you try to imagine yourself into the outfit and see how it would look good on you. Do you think it would look good on you, or do you think it wouldn't look good on you? Same goes for like meeting different people from different walks of life and seeing how relatable they are to you, or how different they are from you, and why that's so significant and whatnot. And that's what really helped me build the social skills that I have today to get to the point where I am today. You know, aside from the whole leg injury thing and whatnot. So yeah, made me think a lot about that. But it also made me think about something that was mentioned when I went to this year's Otakon. I went to a Vic Mignogna Q&A session, and one of the questions that someone asked Vic, was, what was one of the things that you learned during your voice acting career? And Vic Mignogna was like, starting with the serious questions, oh boy. And the thing he mentioned was not really anything about the business and whatnot, but he mentioned about being grateful. And what he meant by that was like the clothes you wear, the foods you eat, the places you get to go to, the things you can do, is something that someone in another part of the world might not be able to do. Like a lot of the stuff we take for granted, like the house that I live in right now, the lighting we have, the AC, the food, the company, the neighborhood, that might not be something that someone else has. And when you think about that stuff, you gotta be, well, maybe not gotta be, but it makes you think a lot about it. It makes you think about how precious the stuff you have really is. The most simplistic things, even the stuff that you don't even think about, like the couch that you sit in, or maybe the kind of toothpaste or toothbrush that you use, or even having the choice between different brands of stuff. Someone might not have that stuff. So, when you think about that stuff, it kind of makes you feel grateful to have stuff in the first place. And it's something you got to remember, like, on a day-to-day basis. Like, when every time you're doing a certain thing, remember that you're lucky to do that. There's someone else who might not be able to for one reason or another and whatnot. So that was something I kind of took away from the Q&A session, is basically be grateful for where you're at right now. Be grateful for the things you have. And if someone else is struggling with a certain thing and you feel like you've been there before, feel free to lend them a helping hand, whether it be to get them a certain thing, or maybe just help them move to somewhere, or maybe just give some advice. Just do it. Just help them out. I'm sure they'll be grateful for that, for any help they can get. So, yeah, that's basically my whole spiel and whatnot. Just think about the simplistic things and being grateful for all the things I can do, but also being grateful for all the people around me and whatnot. Because every single person that I met, in some way, shape, or form, has helped me get to the point where I am now, where I have a full-time job with benefits. I have a running YouTube channel for... it's coming close to 2 years. It's going to be 2 years on, like, February and whatnot. We'll do, like, a special 2-year anniversary thing. But, also being able to publish my own books. Like, that was a huge opportunity for me that I thought I would never be able to get the chance to. But meeting the right people, knowing the right stuff has helped me get to that point. And I'm really grateful for that. Which is basically the whole point of the whole video and whatnot. And we're coming around 17 minutes. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop right here. So, as always, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date on the latest vlogs. And if you know of any ways that could help improve these kind of vlogs in terms of maybe getting more people to interact with the vlogs live. Maybe I need to do the live recordings at a separate time, or maybe something to do with the video quality of these vlogs. Feel free to let me know. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated and whatnot. So tomorrow there's not going to be an autism vlog. As I mentioned, it's going to be every other week until the injury is fully healed and whatnot. So hopefully I can crack out an autism vlog next week. I'll keep you guys posted on social media. Thank you very much for watching, and thanks for being around. It really means a lot to me. Bye, guys.